Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here, Aja Holiday. Our guest today is Beth Eldredge, and this is MaidCentral Partner Profiles.
Hello and welcome.
I got it right this time, didn't I?
We did. Yes. We know where we're at. We know what day of
Yeah.
the week it is this time.
Beth, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking me to be on today.
Much appreciate you being here. Wow,
Yeah.
it's been a. I guess we last saw you. Was it in April? We were up your way.
Where were we? In Washington, D.C.,
hmm
Maryland. Was that April?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that was
believe it
April.
was.
It's been a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw you guys there. Yeah. Walter attended.
Yeah,
Yep. And
Walter.
I just came along for the ride and got to hang out with you guys at dinner time. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
We love the dinners. It was great to see you guys and your daughter as well and get
Yeah.
to see the whole dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
So, so this is a relatively new show we've been doing. How we've done what, maybe half a dozen of these, give or take.
Yeah, I think we're right about 6.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And we invite, partners of MaidCentral, and we just talk about their journey and their experiences and their business, and
Yeah.
how MaidCentral has been a part of that.
I love it.
It's been a good
I love
time.
it.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
I guess, place that we like to start is what did you do before kind of getting into cleaning
But
services? Where
before
were
you do
you?
that, can I sell
Oh,
something first?
oh yeah, yeah, you got to do that first.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry, Beth. This is the thing that we struggle with. We struggle with this a lot. People
I
tell
was
us,
gonna do it at the end, but you got this. You're on
"Oh, we'll
top
do
of
it. We
it.
can do it at the end too."
I'm
There's no
nervous.
rule. We're
What are we
gonna
doing?
We're talking about the live event.
Oh,
do.
okay.
So this is what we were doing in April when we
Yeah.
started. We did this at Liliane Lima's place.
Right.
So Aj, you want to explain what this is all about?
Yeah, so this is our MaidCentral Academy live, and this will be our, I think, 10th or 11th time doing it, quite a few times. But at this event, we kind of dive into MaidCentral and your numbers, how to get KPIs, how to understand KPIs, how to use your KPIs to get the outcomes that you want to get in your business. And this is, I think, I mean, it's our 11th time doing this in the last couple of years. So it's definitely a very sought after event that we do. We tend to sell it out no matter where we're going. This time we are going to be back in Charleston at the Castle Keeper's office. So it's the return of the MaidCentral team. We're pretty excited. We haven't done one of these in Charleston in almost a year. So it'll be just over a year that we've been back in Charleston for one of these. But it's a 3-day event where we go into every aspect of MaidCentral that you can imagine. It's not just for MaidCentral partners. We do allow other people to come to it as well. And we'll give them a test environment to hang out in if they want to see what we're doing actually in there. But a lot of what we talk about is just industry recommendations in terms of operational practices, how to use your numbers, finding your numbers if you're trying to do things a little bit differently, and then just how to use those numbers to get really, really good outcomes. We walk away with an action plan. That's kind of our biggest thing from this, is that our final day, we spend a lot of time building out an action plan for everybody, and everybody builds their own of what are you going to work on to get the results that we've been talking about over the last 3 days. And I'm pretty excited. We haven't done one since April, so it's been a long stretch for us.
We show you how to move your core KPIs in MaidCentral, make the green numbers go up, the red numbers go down. The action plan, basically, you're leaving with a forecast where you can predict what outcomes you're going to get in your business in the months ahead if you're able to hit your core KPIs. And if you're not hitting your core KPIs, we have a game plan where you can do the things in MaidCentral to move them in the direction you want to go. It's awesome.
Yeah. This one will probably sell out. We're already about halfway there. So if you're interested,
We're
get on
we're
it
we're
now.
we're actually more than that, actually, by a fair amount. We just
Oh, we
don't
are
know
now?
the numbers the
Good.
way they are. We are. It will sell out. Can't can't say with 100%, but it will. So
Yeah, and it's a good one. So, and September is a great time to be in Charleston. It's not too hot there, so it's going to be a good one.
That was the first one I went to, was in Charleston. I want to say it was January, like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So 2
Yeah.
Januaries ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was great. It was really great.
And we've changed it a little bit every single time that we've done this. So we don't have the breakouts anymore, which just means that we have a lot more. That's why it's 3 days now instead of 2 days, is so that we can do a lot more hands-on workshop time during the actual educational times. And everybody kind of stays together in the same room. So it's a different format. Some of the same material, but we've done so many changes to MaidCentral in that time, that the context of what we talk about is always evolving.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen a number of people now cycling through and doing it again.
Oh, sure.
They've gone once and then they're like, okay, I need a refresher. I want to see, let's get all this information back top of brain. And they come back and they're like, I know we talked about this last time, but I don't remember talking about this last time. I wasn't in the place for this to be useful for me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think we went live and then in January 1, and then I think it was like mid-January when I came. So what I know now versus what I knew then is hopefully a little bit more.
Hopefully we've had, otherwise we need to work on our job.
Well.
And we take your data and move it to a test environment. So the way that we do it now is it's really hands-on. As we're demonstrating, you can log into a test environment, which looks just like your production environment.
Wow.
And build and change and do, and you're not really affecting anything in the real world.
Yeah.
If you don't use MaidCentral, we'll give you your own test data where you can kind of play along as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Awesome.
So let's get back to the show. Thanks for playing along. Beth, how in the world did you wind up in the house cleaning business?
That is a very good question. So I was a sophomore in college and I had my daughter, Jordan. Well, let me back up a little bit. So I'm in recovery. I have 23 years sober. I just celebrated in July. So I got sober. Thank you. And then I went back to college. So I was 23 when I went back to school. Okay. And although I was sober, I was still not making very good choices. And so I had my daughter, Jordan, as a single mom, as a sophomore in college. And I was determined to finish that degree. So my sister-in-law was cleaning houses and she was about ready to have a baby. And I said, can I just take over your houses? Now, I had no idea how to clean. None. So she showed me one time. She took me to one house and showed me one time. And that was it. That was my entire training on how to clean houses. And so I went to school for social work and I did social work part-time. No, I'm sorry. I did social work full-time and I cleaned part-time just to make ends meet. And then a couple years into it, I was like, what am I doing? I cannot support a child off a social worker's income. And then I was cleaning all weekend just to make ends meet. So I took that leap of faith and took it full-time. And then within a year, I was able to buy my own home, which I was so proud of.
Wow.
That's so amazing.
It was so cool. This little row home that was built in the 1800s with a windy wooden staircase, and just had a beautiful life started with her. Able to take her on vacations and Christmas. And, I started to quickly figure out, well, if I have more people working for me, then I can make a little more money. Although it was basically not, I was just adding stress and chaos to my life with people because I didn't know what I was doing. But I figured it out. I really did. I figured it out. And so that's what I did before cleaning, and that's how I got started.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So this was a few years ago then.
Well, she's a senior in college now.
Okay.
So we had our 20 years, and it was a really big deal when I sent her off to college. Because she came to college with me. My professors let her.
This is her second time to college.
That's what I tell her. She's very smart. So it was something to be able to provide, and then to be able to pay for her to go to college, and her not to have to take out loans. It was a huge coming full circle moment for me and for her. So, because she learned how to clean houses when she was 7. She just cleaned right along with me.
We love that child labor.
Oh, I love it. The young one, the one you met,
Not so much.
not so much. But yeah, she used to train people. It's so funny. She used to train people how to clean toilets. That was her job, to train them.
Well, when you're low enough, it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
What's the name of your cleaning company?
It's Eldredge Cleaning.
Okay.
So my family, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. There's 8 Eldredge services in my area, like different service-based businesses. But I'm the first woman in my family to start my own business. So I held on to my last name, and yeah, that's been exciting for me.
Awesome. And where are you located?
We're right outside of Philly. So we're Phoenixville, Pennsylvania is where, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's Alonzo Adams is up that way. There's several.
Yeah,
we get a couple in that
Yeah.
in that service area.
I think he's Westchester. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you do a lot of different things. I mean, I know you're running a successful business, and your husband works with you in your business as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I convinced him to leave corporate America. Who knows? The pandemic took my concept of time completely out the window.
Yeah, right.
But I convinced him, I think our daughter was like 3 or 4, so 8 years ago, convinced him to leave corporate America. Funny enough, our babysitter, our nanny, was leaving us. And I was like, it doesn't make sense for the cost wise.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense for you to help me grow the business. And he didn't get it. Why would I do that? I finally convinced him, and he's amazing. I know you guys have met him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We enjoyed his company greatly.
In the event in April.
Yeah, he's just an incredible guy. So, and then I became a coach for CBF, which has been amazing. I started that a little over a year ago, and we decided that I was going to pass the business off to him. So for the last year, he's been running the business so that I can do coaching full time, and I can just do all the things that I love, the social media, the influencing stuff. I've been having the time of my life. And now I'm kind of coming back in and checking on systems, but it's been a great year.
Yeah, really getting that space to kind of go out and do the pieces of the business that, like, not even just of that business, but just business in general, getting to really like hyper focus on the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been really great. Yeah.
Tell us about the influencing part. I mean, you're all over social media.
Yeah. So it's kind of happened by accident. Her name's Jordan, my older daughter. It was during the pandemic, and she kept saying, like, "Mom, you've got to get on TikTok." And I was like, "I'm not doing that kid stuff." And
I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. And then it was kind of like tongue in cheek almost, like, okay, fine. Like, teach me how to make TikTok videos. The world was shut down, and it was her and her boyfriend. He was allowed in our bubble. And so they made a couple with me and showed me how to do it. And I'll never forget it. Her boyfriend was on the couch, and he was like, "Dude, Beth." He's like, "This is crazy." The numbers kept going up, like, hundreds, thousands, like the number just kept climbing and climbing. And I had no idea. That it was a big deal. I didn't know on TikTok what that meant.
Yeah.
What does 1 million views mean? I don't know.
It's kind of a big deal.
It seems silly to me. And so what we did is, once we realized we weren't all going back to work in 2 weeks, we started making videos for our clients on keep your home clean during COVID-19. It was a series we came up with because I knew my clients didn't know how to clean their homes, and I didn't want to come back into a mess. So I started making these videos just for fun to send to clients, and those just blew up. I mean,
That's awesome.
It was crazy. And then I started making training videos for my team just to get everyone on the same page because I couldn't figure out how to get, like, why can't we figure out how to dust properly?
Yeah.
So it's always the
Isn't that
dust,
always the
isn't it?
question?
Lift and wipe. So I just started making these cleaning series, and I mean, it's been crazy. I think I have one video that has like 16 million views. I mean, and then I learned
Dang, that's a lot.
it's a lot. I think I have like almost 260,000 followers. And then, you know, I mean, it's just been so crazy. But what I figured out how to do is to make the videos in TikTok, remove the watermark, and post it across all other social media platforms. So one video brought in 40 quote requests. One TikTok video brought in 40 quote requests in my local area, which was insane to me. So I've really figured out how to monetize it. So I do have a course called Social Media for Success, where people can learn how to make the videos, but really up to date on all of the social media, all things social media that we need to be ahead of in the cleaning industry, because static pictures don't work anymore. We need video.
No, and is that course specifically for cleaning services, or is that just social media for?
Yep. So it is. It's specifically for cleaning businesses.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we do like once a month coaching, and then I add a lesson every month. So because I'm like, it still feels silly for me to say, but I'm
an influencer without the air quotes, because you are.
I know, like it's TikTok calls it a mega influencer.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
if somebody wants to know more about the course,
yeah,
how do they get more information?
It's the cleaning. I should have had this information handy, shouldn't I?
We should have asked before we started.
Yeah. I think it's the cleaningbusinessinfluencer.com. And it's a course that I offer it. Yeah. Did it come up?
No.
Or you can do learnfrombeth.com.
Okay.
Try that one too.
Ooh.
Different.
That's a fun little domain name.
Oh, I buy domains as hobbies.
So does Tom.
Do you?
Yeah.
We may have a bidding war.
Learnfrombeth.com. It says I can't be reached.
Huh.
Huh. All right. Learn with Beth? No, wait. Now
That's okay. We've got some time. We'll figure it out before top of the hour.
Oh wait. No. Oh my gosh. Now I'm
Learn
mad.
from Beth.
Yeah, it didn't show
Learn
up for
from
me
Beth.com, social media success with Beth.
Oh,
Eldredge.
learnfrombeth.com / forward slash
form.
You guys, this is really bad. Form?
Yeah. I'm on it right now. I'll post it in the comments.
You're able to get it to render? You want to share your screen?
Did I just do that twice? I hope not. Okay. Yes, if I can figure out.
Oh, www.
Oh, maybe it needs that. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I think I rolled that out in February, and I'm just staying on top of all of the new things with social media. Yep. So if you click on residential cleaning business, and it's not just TikTok, it's all things social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you teach me how to be an influencer?
Tom, you're natural.
Could you teach me how to be an influencer? Because dang.
Did that not work?
I think it caught my ClickFunnels. Didn't like that.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
No worries.
Shoot, I wish I would have had it ready. See, it's on the bottom. There it is. That's okay.
Maybe I clicked on something weird, but no, that's very cool. I have been dabbling. I'll put it that way.
Have you?
I have been dabbling in social media stuff for a little bit. So I'm very impressed by that. That's really cool that you've got found your little niche and enjoy
Yeah.
it, right? Like I think
I
that's
love it.
super
It's
cool.
my art. I was
Yeah.
embarrassed. I was telling Walter, I was like, this feels so silly, but this is my art. Like I get lost in this. And then I love so for our business Facebook page, we have over 43,000 followers.
Oh wow.
Now, that doesn't translate to sales, but it's
Yeah,
really
because they're all over the
impressive.
place.
Yeah, it's really impressive though when people are looking, mom's group, and they're looking at the different cleaning businesses being posted, and then they see we have, Karen's Cleaning has 112 followers and Eldredge Cleaning has 43,000 followers. For
Yeah,
some
for
reason,
sure.
people love an influencer. So,
And it's not easy. I mean, it's not easy to get there, and it takes a lot of work in terms of like getting the content and really just, I don't know, getting everything that you need in a regular cadence. I think that's
yes.
the biggest struggle is just
Mhm.
like, kind of keeping on it. And I laugh at, I love that you said, and also laugh at the fact that you said it feels silly, but I love it. And like I feel that exact same thing
Yeah.
every single time that I'm like editing a video or something
Yeah.
like that. I'm like, gosh, this feels so silly right now because I'm also doing it for video gaming. So it's like
Yeah.
even
Well, that's
sillier.
huge. No.
Even sillier, I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes. But no, kind of the same thing. It's just like it's yeah, we talk about consistency all the time
Yeah.
in cleaning
Yeah.
services, but on the social media side, that is so big. And just like having it going out constantly on a regular cadence and just like, not all the numbers aren't always going to be, 1 million views,
Right.
but it
doesn't
adds up
matter.
over
Yeah.
time.
It does. It does. And it definitely, I mean, in our business, when we do house checks, if somebody missed something, it's for instance, my pet peeve is trash bags. Tie the trash bag correctly. I don't know why that's like a biggest pet peeve of mine. Well, I have a video for that. So if they don't tie it correctly, we just shoot them a video on how to tie it correctly. So it's like the best way to keep informing people and keep everyone on the same page. It's done so much for our business.
I love that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Is there a trick to these videos? I mean, do you make them like for training somebody how to tie a trash bag? Do you make it fun, entertaining, or is it just
I mean, I think it's fun and
tie the
entertaining.
doggone trash bag? Take this and go, and
Well, I mean, if you do it like that, no one's going to watch it, but you have to,
Right. Right. I get it.
we do the right music and the right headings and the right, there's a little bit of an art to it. But people, I mean, it's amazing what people will watch. I had one, I almost want to show it. I had one where I was.
You may. I would kind of like to see it actually.
Yeah.
Can I share? All right, let me pull it up on my screen. So I'll just tell you what it is. I'm putting a dirty microfiber into a trash bag. I think it had, I don't know, a few 100,000 views. Just showing someone how to put dirty microfiber into a plastic bag.
Okay. Down at the bottom, you'll see where it will allow you to share your screen. If you're working off of more than one monitor, you can put that screen on a second monitor and share that, and you can still see us too.
Okay. Let me do that 1 second. Let me find the video, but it cracks me up the things that people love to watch.
I mean, that's kind of the brilliance of TikTok, I think, is just like people found out what they like to watch in the weirdest way. Like the TikTok algorithm just takes you to the things that you had no idea that you were interested in watching. But now suddenly
it's amazing. Have you seen the hoof one where they shave the hoof?
Oh my gosh, that's how I fall asleep.
Right.
That's my calming like meditation going to bed videos. I just like listen. There's one guy in particular that he's cleaning out cow hooves, and I don't know how they found me, but I am definitely
I'm all about it. I'm
his audience.
Yes. I'm sorry. I should have had all this stuff ready.
That's all right. We took a turn.
We did.
We've got time.
We did take a turn. Well, I can show you. I'll just go show you the one that has gotten the most views. Now, we don't even clean like this anymore.
Nicole says you need to show us the rug washing videos.
The rug washing. Oh,
Those
the
are
laundry
great.
stripping one? That one? All right, let me go popular. Well, here, let's just share the screen. Present. I'm not too familiar. Share
If you
screen.
go down to the bottom, share screen, and then
Mhm.
it'll pop up. It'll ask you what screen you want to share. And if you click on that,
Okay, for the share audio, check the next window. Okay, share screen, and
yeah,
I'm going to
there's
do
you
top.
share the audio. You'll have
Yep.
to tell it to do that from the video.
Also share audio tab. Okay, share. Okay, are you seeing this?
We
Okay.
are.
Okay, so this one, this one is 13 million views on how to set up for a deep clean. And the best part about this is the trolls. People get very upset over cleaning videos, and
That's so funny.
that delights me. It delights me that I'm making that kind of an impact on the world. That, you know, for someone to get angry over something is pretty intense. So let me find. I just want to find the one with the. So yeah, look at the. I mean, 87,000. It's just so funny. 109,000 views. Oh, here's the one I wanted to show you.
How do people get upset about a cleaning video?
Oh, it's amazing.
They don't agree with your method.
They don't agree with it. And they get really into it. And the funny thing is I get paid by clicks. Like I get paid.
Yeah.
So I'm
Mhm.
like, troll away. So long. Now I do. Some people are really nasty and
There
mean.
it is.
What's that?
Sorry, you putting the rag into the bag.
Yeah.
Just like there
Yeah.
it is.
There it is. Look. 123,000 views. People get really nasty about other people, like how can they live in that filth, and no one ever taught you how to clean, and that I block, and I just don't. No bullying, but
Yeah,
people get
for
really
sure.
upset. I mean, like really upset, and I love it. I'm like, keep it coming because I get paid every time you comment on my page, so just keep it coming. So here, I'll play this one.
So I have gotten like a ton of
Can you hear
questions
it?
about these microphones.
Yep.
Mhm. Yes.
So I have gotten like a ton of questions about these microfibers.
Yes.
So for a deep clean, we're filling up a. So I have gotten like
Okay.
a ton of questions about these microfibers. So for a deep clean, we're filling up a bucket with hot water and our red juice. We're adding in a bunch of clean microfibers, wringing them out really, really well, one at a time, and then we're cleaning with it. Now, once that microfiber becomes dirty, we simply put it into a bag and set it aside. I'll do it again in slow motion. Now we reach back into the
I'll
bucket,
do it
wring
again
out a
in slow
microfiber,
motion.
and continue cleaning. Once it's dirty, we're going to put it back into that bag. And for clarification, we're using the same bag. So we're putting all of the dirty microfibers into the clean bag because we don't want to put a dirty microfiber back into the clean water. And then once it's done, we have a whole bag of dirty microfibers that will wash. There you have it. So I have gotten like a ton of questions about these microfibers.
And
So
from
you put them in the
93
bag?
comments. Look, this is so sad. 343 people saved it because they were like, I need to watch that again. Because
That's
I can't remember
hilarious.
where the dirty microfiber
Oh, where do I put the dirty microfiber again?
Yeah.
Oh, the bag. Yes, the bag.
So, you know, I'm 46 and I own a lot of microfibers. Like, so it's just really,
I love this.
I mean, I'm really having a massive impact on the world is what
Well,
I'm saying.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you have people helping you with this? I mean, are you going in like responding to the people that are commenting?
Right now I am. I did hire an executive assistant who is going to be taking over more of my social media. But it's what I do for fun. Like I don't watch TV.
Okay.
I read books and I go in phases. If I make a video that really hits, which I haven't not in too long. If I make a video that really hits, then I'll go in and respond and everything. So I'm trying to see the latest. Yeah. So this video, 16,000 views. Yeah, isn't that funny?
When you make a video that becomes really popular, do you know that at the time that you're doing it? Okay.
No, that's what's really funny. Do you mind if I stop sharing, or did you want me to keep this
Oh
up?
yeah, you can stop the share.
Yeah.
Do I leave
No,
studio?
I can do that for
Okay.
you.
I'm afraid I'm gonna.
Oops.
Yes.
Oh.
We're both trying. Sorry.
There we go.
Okay, well, I'll just close that out. Okay. No, it's funny because I have made what I thought were brilliant videos. No crickets. And then that stupid one with the 13 million views. I whipped that together as a training video for my team. I can tell if they're going to go viral within the first hour or two.
Mhm.
But as I'm making it, I don't. It's the craziest thing.
So
Interesting.
you just never know. Sometimes you think it's going to be great and it's not, and other times you didn't give it much thought and it winds up being millions of views. Wow, that's
The luck of
crazy.
the For You page, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting too, because a lot of them, they'll play different, like no one likes me on Instagram. So I'll post these same things on Facebook and get millions of views. And Instagram I'll get 20. But some things that don't play too well on TikTok do very well on Facebook, which is interesting. And Facebook is really going to bring me more business, most likely, than TikTok.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Any idea what makes a video work on one platform and not another?
Well, the audience is going to make a big difference. But one of the things that I've been learning about, and Gary Vee just wrote a book on it, is it's the interest graph. Have you heard of this concept?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So the interest graph is, it used to be who you follow. So if I followed, if there's a gamer that you followed, Aja, then that gamer would show up in your feed. Okay. But the interest graph it hones in on exactly what are your interests. So what types of video games are you into? And it narrows it down. So then it's not that creator, but videos that show up within that interest graph that show up. So it's really understanding your interest graph. So Tom, with MaidCentral, your interest graph would be cleaning business owners, right? So it would be very specifically cleaning business owners and the issues that they're having. So people who are interested in solving problems about their cleaning business, creating videos around that will show up in their algorithm. So somebody who's constantly searching, and younger people are searching TikTok. It's a search engine for how to figure things out. So
I seriously just did that the other day.
Yeah.
In cleaning my walls. People smoked in my house before I moved in.
Yeah.
And so I was looking, I posted in one of the cleaning service groups and got a couple of good responses. And then I was like, well, first my dad and I were talking about it. And I was like, Dad, I work in the cleaning industry. Why don't I just go post in some groups? I'm like, why did I not think about this? Whatever. Right. So finally use that little thing. But then the last thing that I did that actually found us the solution that worked like a miracle worker was searching TikTok.
Yeah.
That is the one that gave me my solution.
Yeah. It's amazing. My executive assistant, I will ask her to do something for me, create some kind of document. And I'm thinking it'll take her half the day. 4 minutes later, she sends it back to me. I'm like, where did you learn how to do that? Well, I just searched TikTok.
TikTok taught me.
TikTok taught me. Yeah. So YouTube, especially because YouTube and Google owns YouTube, they want to be search engines. That's what these social media platforms are trying to do, is become search engines. And as far as the feed go, it's what you're interested in, not so much who you follow. So, yeah.
Very interesting.
It's
Look at
very
you.
interesting.
Figuring it all out. I'm learning so much.
It's so fun. It's so fun. There's a science behind it. And really, it's not views. Views are vanity. I have a huge following in London. That's,
they like the red lips.
Yeah, Texas loves me.
But but when they click, and you can monetize that too. They're not buying your cleaning service, but there's some.
So I made like $27 last month. So it's not like,
Okay.
It's not massive. Although I have gotten, like influencer deals where people will pay me or give me products or have me try a service. And yeah.
A microfiber towel company should, hire you to put them in plastic bags.
They really should.
Let me do that again in slow motion.
Let me do it again in slow motion. Yeah, it's really interesting. I get probably 5 contacts a day of people trying to get me to promote their stuff.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So in terms of cleaning businesses, if
Yeah.
I'm trying to reach cleaning businesses in
Yeah.
social media, this I'm gonna, this is for my benefit.
Yeah.
Is Facebook the place to go? Are they hanging out in TikTok? Where do I find cleaning businesses?
I mean, I think TikTok would be amazing.
Okay.
I think where does your audience hang out?
Yeah, that's our audience being owners. I feel like a lot of owners, are hanging out in TikTok these days. We're watching people put rags in bags and laughing at it and having a good time.
We're getting real upset about it.
Yeah.
Real upset. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think that's a really, really cool way to think about it, of like, where does your audience spend most of its time right now? And not only just your audience, but your desired audience. We can talk about our desired demographic of who we want for our cleaning services, who we want for our service in general. But we can always narrow that down just a little bit more of like, okay, yes, we service families and professionals and older couples and things like that. But the main people that we want to service are young professionals or whatever. Where are they hanging out? What are they doing? They're
Right.
on TikTok. They're
Right. And where it gets really fun to play with, and this is one thing I teach in the course, is people don't love cleaning businesses. Like I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like the average person, they like their house being clean, but they're not like obsessed about cleaning businesses. So, but what it is, the interest graph, I live in Chester County, Pennsylvania, where there's I always use this example. There's tons of very wealthy horse farms. So my demographic oftentimes owns horse farms or they board horses. So tying in a video of cleaning into their interest graph, which is horses, then brings them into their algorithm. So how do I get into their algorithm? So the cleaning business owners, how do you get into their algorithm? Like what language are they speaking? What are they interested in that you can talk about that pulls you into their,
Yeah.
I like that. Where does the Venn diagram overlap?
Yeah.
Yes. And then put it there. It's not, you're specific to cleaning business owners. We're specific to people who purchase cleaning services.
Yeah.
A little bit like bait and switch, maybe. Okay, here's a video about something. Now that I've got you here, let me
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. They do that all the time. And they're sometimes the best.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Another thing would just be, I think people would geek out on is just showing, explaining numbers. How do you calculate turnover KPI?
I mean, I have seen so many people just hilarious informal presentations of somebody projecting onto their wall of information. And it's like, that was just budgeted enough, like just low budget enough to grab the attention,
right?
But also have enough information in there that you are listening to it.
Yeah.
There's so many many methods and options here.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's so much you could do. And then
Tom, you in front of a whiteboard would be gold.
I see myself like cleaning the hoof of a cow and then
oh my gosh, Tom, it's a horse.
Oh, horse. Okay.
I mean, I think clean a hoof of a cow and you will go viral. I mean, or clean the hoof of a horse, talk about KPIs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. That's everything that we need.
Your audience will find you. If it's something they're interested, that the audience will find you. And then the next step is you find what people like and then you run ads on them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
the game is no longer, I mean, this is according to Beth. The game isn't find somebody to market. It's try out different scenarios on the platforms and find what hits and then run ads on that because we know it works.
Yep.
So it's a way to get marketing down. There was a while there where 25% of our leads were coming from organic social media.
Wow.
Like, just think about that as far as,
That's crazy.
yeah. I mean, now it's about 10%, which is not, I mean, but still 10%
That's still a lot.
is pretty for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we recycle content constantly. So I'll just keep updating content and circulating it. So it's kind of evergreen.
So Beth, how long have you been using MaidCentral?
Oh, is that what we're talking about? We started in January of 2023.
Okay.
Well, no, we started onboarding before that, but that's when we went live.
Okay. So about a year and a half plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, year and 8 months. Yeah, year and 9 months. Yeah. Yeah.
And how's that been? Has it changed anything in your business? Are you doing anything differently than you used to?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was able to be an absentee owner for a year and just watch the numbers.
That's crazy.
I watched the numbers. Now, that didn't tell me the whole story, but it told me a big, it was just, I was able to every day just go in there and look at certain reports and know exactly what was going on. So yes, it changed everything. It changed everything.
Would you say you couldn't have done that without MaidCentral?
Not with that ease.
Not with that. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, not with that ease.
Just so you know, I try to get everybody on this show at least once to point out something and then saying I couldn't have done that without MaidCentral.
Okay.
At least one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we still got time left, so
We'll find something. We'll find
Yeah.
something.
I mean, that's so. Were you already kind of on that path when you made the switch, or was that a goal for you when you were making the switch, or was that something that you kind of realized was possible after the switch happened?
I think I realized it was possible after this. I mean, the ease is what
Yeah.
what I couldn't have done it. Like, and I know you said I couldn't have done it without MaidCentral. Don't underestimate my determination. So it's going to be hard for me to say.
She's like, I can't say this because I'm going to make it happen.
I would figure it out. But I mean, the ease.
I could have done it with a notepad if I had to.
Yeah, but the ease at which I was able to do it and monitor. I mean, just everything's easier. The rate at which we can quote, run reports, communicate with internally. Yeah, it solved so many problems I didn't even know I had. I didn't know were solvable.
Oh, like what? Do you have an example for me? Because that's a phrase I like.
Oh gosh, you guys need to if we ever do this again, send me a list ahead of time so I can be more.
Yeah,
we can come back to it. No, that's fine. That's
no, but for sure there was definitely problems. Like,
and whatever it was, you fixed it, and you couldn't have done it without MaidCentral.
Whatever. I'll give you an example. The revenue report, the daily, not what is it called? The
revenue production planning.
Revenue production planning. I used to do that manually every day.
Ouch.
Every day.
Yikes.
Yep. And then how it shows what each tech is producing that day. I would do all of that manually just to make sure my A players were getting the right amount of hours and we were dispersing it. Yeah, I'm determined. I'm pretty.
I wish we could calculate how many hours it saved you in this 18 months or 20 months of time.
Well,
not having to do that.
Well, when I joined MaidCentral, I thought because the system I was in didn't calculate how many recurring clients we thought we had 220 recurring clients. We actually had like 198. One's like, okay. We now have 458.
Yep. That's crazy.
So
That's
I
a
could
lot of
not.
work.
I could not have calculated this.
Okay.
I
And
couldn't have done
doubled.
this. Yeah, I couldn't have done this. Yeah.
Double the recurring customer count and still be able to keep like the systems. I think that's probably the part that you're usually able to feel the ease, right? Is like, sure, we could have gained 100 customers in a 8-month period,
Mhm.
but then we would have been stuck for a year trying to come up with systems on how to manage
Right.
100 more customers.
Oh, right. Well, and that's where I was stuck. It was stuck. I think I had 17 techs at the time, and I just couldn't manage more than that in the system we were in. I just
Mhm.
couldn't do it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
now it's an infinite amount of techs that we can manage in one system. So yeah.
Now that's a claim I like to hear.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we're getting to the last 15 minutes, so I do want to pull up some of your numbers here. You already brought up one with your customer count getting up to 458, so that's awesome. That's a very solid number there.
Yeah.
And then another one that I love was your quotes per week is high. You're at like 26 quotes per week. Are you guys quoting online? How are those quotes coming in? I mean, we've now hear influencer status is helping on there a little bit,
A little
but
bit. Yeah.
what is your quoting method?
Did I tell you I haven't been in the business for a year?
Yeah, right. Walter, come here. We need you.
No. What do you mean by our quoting method? Our marketing
I
method?
mean,
Like
are you
how
guys quoting in person, over the
no.
phone? Are you guys doing
No, okay.
online quoting?
Yeah, so we have our website. Well, everything leads to the landing page that goes to MaidCentral.
Mhm.
And then we just have, a very good system at getting back to everybody. We don't quote unless we've spoken to them, except for in very rare circumstances. So we don't just send out quotes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we just have a really good follow-up system, and yeah.
Yeah, and then, influencer owner helps too. Get that social media success, guys. Get in there.
Yeah.
There was 2 other ones kind of in between here. Was your revenue per tech per day was like 325 plus 326.15
Okay.
per tech per day, which is great, and that had actually gone up a little bit. So it's been in flux. I did a little bit of research on you guys,
Yeah.
so I saw that it fluxed up and down.
Yeah.
With the high end being like 370, I want to say, but I
Okay.
don't remember, and then leveling about here right now, which
Okay.
is still really good.
Okay.
There was a time when that number was like, average for that number was 250.
Yeah.
So that's a really good number to be in there. How do you pay your technicians?
So we do pay for performance. So they're on percentage pay.
Okay,
Yeah. Mhm.
cool. I always
Yeah.
like to know because
You do tiered pay if
We
they,
do. Mhm.
okay. Is
Yeah.
that based on the number of jobs per week?
Job ticket hours.
Job ticket hours per week.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
We make that pretty easy, I guess. We've automated that and you don't have to do the math. Whoever does your payroll hopefully appreciates that.
Yeah, I think Walter does the payroll, so I'm sure he does. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was telling us back in April. He actually did a testimonial video for us, which was
Oh,
really-
good. Oh, that's right. He did. Oh, yeah. He loves being in front of the camera as much as I do. He just doesn't admit it.
he's a
Yeah.
character. He's a character of a person, so it makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I guess the pay for performance actually probably plays into the next one, which is your absenteeism, which is really low. You're at like 6%,
Wow.
which is pretty decent.
You know what I attribute that to? So, he's not around. You know about Walter's accessory that comes to work, right?
Yeah. Yes, I believe so. I think we talked about that a little bit, but other people probably don't.
Okay, so
tell us about
Walter
it.
he's very fashionable, and his newest fashion accessory is a Bernedoodle puppy.
Okay.
I need that a fashion accessory.
Yeah, and my daughter changes his ties out every day.
The puppy.
Do they match?
We're not that good yet. We're
Okay.
not that good yet. But yeah, so his name's Winston, Walter and Winston. And Winston, he has a job, and it's to bring joy and sparkle to the techs. And they love Winston. and they
I
love
bet they
coming to the
do.
office. And I mean, they love Walter, and then they love Winston. But we recently had a crazy incident happen, and Winston has been temporarily laid off.
Oh no, what
So-
happened to what did Winston do?
No, Winston didn't do anything. So we got into a new building, and there was a pipe broke and the explosive mold. So we're in a temporary space, and they don't allow pets, which I think is crazy. He's not a pet; he's an accessory. And and so Winston's been temporarily laid off, and he's a working man, so he doesn't do well at home.
Yeah, he's not sure what to do anymore.
Yeah, he needs to be productive. So
Need to get him registered as a support.
we're
Yeah.
working on it. We're
Yeah,
working on it. Yeah.
the ESA helps a lot actually. One of my dogs is an ESA.
Oh yeah.
He gets to go anywhere with me if I really need it. So
Yeah.
probably should do it with the little one too, because man, the big one is hard to get around sometimes.
Yeah.
So how big is Winston? So Winston's a puppy. How big will Winston get?
Well, Winston, he's 10 months old now. He's a mini, and he's probably 50 pounds.
Okay.
He's a big boy. Very fluffy. He looks AI generated. He doesn't even look real.
Oh my gosh, I love doodles so much. Tom, what's your doodle?
It's a backbred Labradoodle. It's 1/4 lab and 3/4 poodle. Her name's
Okay.
Monday.
She's cute.
Perfect. I love it.
We love that. Well, apparently your absentee rate has gone down, and we can thank Winston for that maybe a
Yes,
little bit in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the last stat that I wanted to talk about for you was your productivity number. And this one's an interesting one because you were at 100.33%, which is literally almost perfect. 100% is the goal for productivity. And I kind of want to talk about this just a little bit before we get to the end of this, because a lot of times people aim for productivity to be high, right? They're like, I just want productivity to be higher. I want it to be higher. I want it to be higher. And that's not actually the goal. The goal is for productivity for the time that your technicians are spending in home to be about the time that the home is budgeted for.
Right.
When it's going over or it's going under, that means the home budgeted time needs to adjust if that's happening on a regular basis. And so this is actually the first time that we've had somebody come on for a partner profile whose productivity was right around 100% for us to really get to talk about this, because that means that you are quoting really well.
Yeah.
That means that the new homes that you're coming in are being cleaned, and that your what's the word I'm looking for?
Your allowed times are matching your actual times, and that doesn't always work that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, Aja, when looking at that number, because that's not a number I track personally. How long has it been at 100%? Can you see that?
And
the reason why I ask is I'm wondering, we did have a tech that cleaned way too fast. And I'm wondering if, or we have a couple really fast employee techs that we're working on really hard to get it down. And
honestly, it looks like it's been about that almost entirely, because I pulled a year's worth of information and you were at 100.26 before, and now 100.33. So like you're very consistent, I would say. So even with that fast technician, they're not skewing the overall company too terribly much, that it looks like the predictive times of your quotes are coming in really well. As far as, or you guys are doing a really good job, either or, you're doing a really good job of adjusting jobs quickly after they need to be adjusted, which is what we want to see, because that helps with, I mean, we can't get through a call without talking about consistency, and we almost did. We've got 6 minutes left. So, but consistency is being able to arrive at the same time, each clean. And you can only really do that when your technicians finish houses at the time that they're scheduled to be finished, that you're not going super early or super late because the arrival times are all funky.
Right.
So, I thought that was, I saw that number, and normally I don't bring in productivity or efficiency when we talk about partner profiles, but I saw that number and I was like, oh my gosh, that is literally almost perfect.
Yeah.
I we got to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, you met Heather many times. I don't know if you
Mhm.
remember when we were onboarding. She's our office manager, and she is a whiz with the schedule. And we do adapt. We're constantly adapting the times to what the actual versus the quoted is one thing. And we're really big with our techs on you can't finish jobs early, or if you're going to go late, you have to call us. So we really keep very close tabs on our techs.
I love that.
To make sure that they have the right amount of time. And we use the tickets through MaidCentral. So if they're like, this house needs 30 more minutes, this house, we use the ticketing system to also stay on top of it. So it's something that we're really, really big on. So I'm glad to see that number. It's working.
Good. Yeah, it's working
even
great.
with the wild card. Yeah. Yeah.
We all have one of those. So no, they're doing great. So yeah, your numbers here are, I mean, I really love that they're kind of in different places. We've got a big number on the quoting side, a big number on the revenue that's actually being handled, a good number on the attendance of your technicians, and then also how productive your technicians are going. So that's all three of our stakeholder kind of sides that I like to look at. You've got something shining in each one. So I think that's always good stuff.
So encouraging. Thank you.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beth, you have a website called BethEldredge.com?
Yeah.
Can we share that?
Sure. Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
I'm efforting when I do it.
Cute. I love that picture.
Right.
Yes, thank you.
And the red.
Is this a good way for people to get a hold of you if they want to know more about your social media?
Yep.
There's
your should be working there. Yep. And there's a link to my CBF coaching link there. And then anybody outside of the cleaning industry can contact me who's looking for coaching outside of the cleaning industry. Yeah, I don't click around too much. I need to update this, but
it looks good though. It looks good.
Yeah.
And if you are so inclined to do so, for anyone here who wants to know more about MaidCentral, if you're using MaidCentral, want to know how to use it better, come to Charleston at the end of September.
Oh yeah, do it.
MaidCentral.academy.
Yeah, for sure. So what are we going to do to get you an influencer status, Tom?
I don't know. You've got me thinking. I'll be honest with you. I've never really done much with TikTok, but you've inspired me. I don't even have it on my phone, but I'm going to fix that within the hour.
I think you might. I think you might have the special sauce to. I think you could get a following, Tom.
I think so too.
Doesn't he have a vibe?
I've always thought he had a vibe.
Yeah,
Tom just has a vibe.
Yeah.
Oh shucks.
Oh, no. Well, we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a go. You've inspired me.
Good. Yeah. So the trick is find one of the kids, the young kids that work for you in their early 20s, and have them show you how to do it. They just fix you right up, and then it's easy. Once you learn it, then you can do it yourself.
I gotta say, the whole editing features in TikTok are just so easy. They've done a great job of making it, and it's easier on your phone. It's built for editing from your phone, not from a desktop. So that's kind of the whole premise.
And I've purchased every editing thing there is, and I think TikTok is by far the best and easiest editing.
It's smooth.
Oh my gosh. And they keep making it better. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
We are at the top of the hour. Beth, I can't tell you how much fun this was.
I know.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You were so fast.
Yeah, thank you. I learned some things that I'm going to put into practice for my own social media adventures. So I love this.
Questions. I want to cheer you on. I think there's so much in the gaming. Oh my gosh, you know that.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I've been in it for a while, so I'm excited to try and share the excitement with others. But this was a very, very fun conversation.
Good. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So Liz and I will be doing smart business moves tomorrow. Don Williams is going to be our guest, and we're going to
Okay.
be talking about mergers and acquisitions. It's going to be
Ooh.
some special stuff. That's going to be good.
Good.
And Aja will be back, in 2 weeks with another
3, I think, because
3?
of
Labor
it being a
Day.
weird. It's going to be right after Labor Day, but it'll be September 3rd.
Okay. We'll be back sometime soon. How about that?
Awesome.
There we go. Perfect. It is 2 weeks. We're good.
Okay.
Beth, tell
Thanks.
Walter we said hey.
I will. And Winston. We don't want to leave Winston out. I will.
Oh. You
Thanks.
got to
so
share
much.
some pictures of Winston.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right. Stay in touch.
Take care.
We will.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.